So we're going to finish off Part A, Unit 2, Applications of Mechanics. And Part A, that again, and again, the application of motion, more specifically, vectors. And when we do vectors, again, mainly kind of one dimension or triangles. And triangles that have a right triangle to them. Okay? Because that makes our life, well, it makes our life a lot easier. We can use our Algebra 1 skills, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. The only thing that maybe isn't always on top is the sine, cosine, tangent. We don't need to be able to use the law of sine, the law of cosine, or any of those. And because it always is good to remember that vector quantities have both direction and magnitude. Just like in Despicable Me, the evil guy was named Victor because he committed crime with both direction and magnitude. Oh yeah. So acceleration, force, velocity, momentum, the things that have colored arrows are going to be vector quantities. Scalar things, time, temperature, energy. Scalar things are like, well, things that you would put on a scale usually. It would be like filling of a bucket. It's going to be constant to some degree, but you're just filling a bucket back and forth. There's no direction, only magnitude with that. So, sometimes airplanes' velocities can be added or subtracted based on what's going on and what we see. We've talked about this before. We've done examples of it in our homework. That if you have a tailwind, the airplane, which is normally going to have the 80 kilometers per hour, is going to look and have a relative velocity to the ground different in different situations. Sometimes we've used the same idea of going on a car trip and having a tailwind as opposed to driving into a headwind. Same thing applies. Now, the bigger planes go at high altitudes, one, because they're pressurized, two, they can actually get into different wind patterns than what we have. There's less air, meaning less resistance as well. So those are some of the things as why does a plane go up so high? Well, there's less resistance up that high. And they don't usually have to fight the weather as much. Sometimes they do, and they're like, well, we got to reroute and go from there. But that relative velocity is just a one-dimension vector. We're adding or we're subtracting depending on how it's set. And we say into a headwind with the wind or a tailwind, or into a headwind or against the wind. Same thing again, going upstream versus downstream will determine kind of the direction of the boat. If you're going upstream, usually against the current, downstream, with the current. So when they have the crosswind is when life gets to be real fun for flying or traveling. That's that resultant that we've talked about and looked at. This is the parallelogram because we have two arrows making the middle arrow makes the parallelogram. We can use them to make other arrows, as in the other arrows can be transposed of. So the 80 and this is the one thing that, again, a lot of students I've seen over the years, and it doesn't matter what physics they're in, don't like to be able to move the arrows. You're like, I don't know where it comes from, but there always sometimes tends to be this fear of moving things to create a triangle for yourself. Okay? The arrows can be moved to create the triangle. You don't want to move too many arrows, but if you have to, you can. But you can't take and rotate arrows. Okay? You can only move them parallel to where you want them at. You need to make sure that they are being tip to tail or tail to tip so that they are connected to create that triangle. It will make the resultant to be solved for that much easier. When we bring angles into the mix, there are some truths that need to be reminded of. I will redraw some things here. The 5 is your resultant. That 37 degrees, there are some truths that we need to remember. That will also be 37 degrees. Okay. If I took that angle there should be 90 degrees, which should allow us to do a basic subtraction. It would be what, 43? At 43 degrees. It should be 53? Okay. Thank you for checking on my work. I appreciate that.